Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn From Us podcast. I'm Seth, Paul, Andrew. Andrew, how are you? It's been a while, man. How are you?
I know it's been a bit. I'm good.
Wrong one.
What is that for?
Wrong one. Here we go. We're here for the deal of the week. Andrew brings Paul a deal of the week.
Did I fart?
And Seth's there too.
No. Did somebody fart?
Not me, bro.
Raise your hand if you had pastrami for breakfast.
That was me, but I haven't processed it
By the way,
yet.
I've noticed your intros become a lot faster. Pretty soon they're going to be like, hi, Seth,
Button.
Paul, Andrew, deal of the week, buy or no buy.
Listen,
Thanks,
Joe
folks.
Rogan doesn't even say anything. He's just like, so tell me about this.
Are you
That's
Joe
how they
Rogan?
start.
Are you Joe Rogan?
We got to start somewhere, Paul.
Oh, so you're starting as Joe Rogan.
Well, it seems
The
to be working
ego
better
on
than
you.
Paul Gabriel.
Oh,
Podcast-wise. Podcast-wise.
I like it.
Why you go work for Joe Rogan then?
Go ahead, Andrew. Where are we today?
We're
for
spitting
the deal-
fire.
For the deal of the week.
I like these shoes.
Paul's already bored. He's kicking his feet up and yawning.
I didn't yawn yet.
It's coming. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well, for those diehard followers of the deal of the week, I think in our last deal of the week we discussed, Seth, you get really engaged when something's
In my
near
wheelhouse.
Yeah, in your wheelhouse. It's
Ooh.
available to you, close to you, something like that. You get a little more excited, a
What are
little
the
more
odds?
into it.
What are the odds that he pulled the same property that I was looking at?
Oh, that'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
It actually would be kind of nuts
Let me see that. Let me
because
see.
you might know the price then, huh?
Oh, boy. It isn't Akron.
No, but we're close. Okay. Wow, Andrew.
So what are you seeing there, Seth?
Wow, I love this. Okay, folks, let me get after this. This is an MLS listing.
Oh, by the way, great return on your investment is the remarks from the agent. And this is why I hate real estate agents.
Tell me, Paul.
They're just stupid. Who would say that?
What does it say again?
Great return on your investment. Oh, okay, cool. What do you-
I'll buy. Full price. Can I give you more?
3 buildings, 6 units, situated on 5 city lots. All units are 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Brick ranches, no basements. That's good, right? Not good for storage, but great for like not having water in them.
You don't have to deal with that.
7 off-street parking spaces.
2014, all units equipped. Regraded? What is regraded?
I don't even know.
mean?
Regraded. Maybe the ground was regraded.
But they talk about right after the parking spaces.
Yeah.
Was it redone?
Equipped with refrigerators and stoves. No laundry facilities. That sucks, right? What do these people do? Go to the laundry?
I'm
Yeah.
confused.
They'll go to the laundromat.
Okay. Sucks.
Yeah.
That's life.
Newer leaf
Property's been
guards.
owned.
The units are 750 square feet for a 2-bedroom. That doesn't give you a lot of room to add in a laundry
To
area.
frolic.
Yeah.
So
Minimum frolicking areas.
6 units, all 2 bedrooms. That's nice.
Yep.
750 square feet is small, Andrew, I would think.
Yeah.
So let's go over the taxes are $1,800. Seems like they're telling the truth there, Paul.
The taxes that they're currently paying are $1,800. Yours,
See the last
yours will
comment?
adjust on a
Do you
purchase.
see the last comment in the remarks?
Yes. All units have passed Section 8 inspections. What does that mean, Paul?
So it's a Section 8 property.
What does that mean again?
Subsidized rent.
Does
So
it
the
have to
tenants,
be?
the tenants that are in there right now
No, it doesn't have to be.
are on Section 8 vouchers. So part is coming from the government, part's coming from the tenant based on how much money they make. Now,
FYI,
Is that good or bad? Go, Paul.
if this ends up being a bad deal, I insist we call the agent immediately and call him out on the podcast and say, you're on a podcast and I saw you say great return on investment. Are you fucking stupid? But we'll get to that later.
Let's call him right now.
No.
save the cherry for the end. Seth, if you get ice
is a
cream and
good-looking
there's a
property,
cherry on
though.
top or a milkshake,
First.
first. You seem like a first kind of guy.
Why do you say that?
It's just sitting right there.
What am I going to do? Just let it sit around for 20 minutes? I mean,
It is a fruit, though.
Paul, you do not sound good. Say again.
But it is a fruit, though.
Cherry?
Yeah, cherries are fruits.
As opposed to, ooh,
The milkshake? Is the milkshake the fruit?
Try again, Paul.
No wonder we're talking about the weight stuff. I'm still talking.
Keep going. Sorry.
I'm walking. Christopher
Okay, so
walking.
tell me again the point of this educational podcast, besides cursing, sex talk, and is
Cherries.
where do I go from here? Like I start looking at
all right, so you're looking for rent. You're looking for who pays what. So
What are
just
the
to save you the
of course.
basics,
What are the current rents?
I don't even see any rents.
your average $639.
640. I'm calling it. Okay.
Give him the dollar, why don't you?
Damn, you're fine.
Okay. So then what do? I multiply this times 6 to see what I get a month.
Yeah, you can multiply it by 6, multiply it by 12. Then you can see what you have for the year. You can take out assumed vacancy.
Okay,
Because
so
you're not going to be 100% all the time, every time.
right. Okay, hold on a second. So we'll call it 76.80, and we're getting in rent a year. Times 6, 46. Call it 4,600 a year. 46,000 a year. Times a vacancy of 10%.
That's fair.
So 46 minus 4,600, 4,140. How about taxes?
Those taxes are going
So-
to change.
The taxes will change.
Why?
And
After we buy it for something more than they paid for it?
taxes are going to go off market value. So whatever you buy it for will be the new market value.
And what's the tax rate in West Akron?
3.25, 3, somewhere in there.
Okay. So let's say you pay $200,000 for the property. That would be $7,500, right?
Where do I add that in, though?
No, $6,750.
Let me see if I have some tax info in here.
Times 0.03.
$6,500.
6,000. At 3%. I did 3%.
Yeah. God, why is my brain not working?
So you're saying taxes a year will be $6,000?
It'll go. I mean, you pay $200,000 for it. If it's 3.25 in taxes, for the tax rate.
Okay, so taxes are 6. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And while you're doing the rest of the numbers, I'll pull my information up and check on it.
Upkeep and maintenance for this. You always say something like, "What a door! We're only making $7,600 a year on these things. What could I?"
So you have to set money aside for a couple different things: your maintenance, repair,
right?
and we call it capital expenditure.
What's that again?
Your reserves for your big dollar ticket items that'll pop
Parking
up
lot,
somewhere,
roof,
somewhere down the road.
Okay, so don't you normally say something, Paul, like as you drift off? A stunning podcast, folks, that we offer up.
I was actually thinking about something.
What is it?
Go ahead. No, you asked your question first.
You always say something like $4,500 a year for maintenance.
No. So that's what I was going to get to, though. What I like to do, Seth, is start at a very high level first and see if it even makes sense. So to me, picking a cost per unit to operate it would be the first thing I would do.
Picking an
Like a 5,000 foot view. Like, what does it cost per unit to operate the whole thing? Taxes, insurance, everything. What number would you think total?
So what he's doing real quick from underwriting a bunch of these, Seth,
yeah.
as you're sitting there and saying, okay, well, taxes are this, insurance is this, and you're trying to pencil them all out, in his head, he's saying, I've underwritten 5,000 of these. They're all coming in between this dollar and this dollar for a per unit expense cost, whether it's 6 units or 600 units. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you start with saying, I think I can get, if I, so there's no interior pictures, but I would assume the owner, which has been the same owner for 24 years, probably hasn't put a good amount of money, back in. Wouldn't you think it's all
I
inside?
would agree, especially with Section
I
8.
don't want to go too far away, because I know Paul was asking about the expense side, so that's getting a little more income. Yeah, you're saying there's Section 8, so my guess is the kitchens aren't stunning. If they were stunning, we'd probably be able to get non-Section 8 people to come in and pay for that.
Is that a choice, the Section 8-ness?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can start weeding them out.
So their lease is up, and you can say, we're not renewing you, and they leave.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you fix it up,
Then
and you put someone else in.
How many someone else's are willing to live in a
Good point. So then there's two different things you can look at it. I can put a chunk of money into the unit because I think I can get more rent. Or, I'm going to put a little bit of money in to make this a better Section 8 where I stay full all the time. But I'm not going to dump tons of money in because I'm okay with the Section 8 program. I'm fine with that.
What are the ins and outs about this? Because I still don't know. What are the
You
goods
just put
and
your,
bads?
the
about
goods.
Section
The
8?
goods are it's a guaranteed check every month.
And there's way more people looking to spend the government's money than their money. If you're willing to take a voucher and you've got a clean place to live,
You're probably going to jump on it.
yeah.
The bad of it is, it's still, when it comes to income, it's, it's a harder property when, as income goes down.
A harder property is income.
Like it's going to get, there's going to be, we tend to have more maintenance and repair.
They could beat the property up a little more because,
Why do I feel like I shouldn't be saying that on air? Why do I feel like it's bad saying that?
Well,
by the way,
I'm
Go
certain there's-
historically. We've had great Section 8 tenants who are outside of a house, literally
Gardening.
gardening.
I had a Section 8 tenant who had rental properties. Go figure that one out.
Stop.
Yeah, swear to God.
So okay,
That's save that for another podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, go the other way. We've also had Section 8 tenants that make a habit every single year. They just go from one property, another property, another property, another property, where they're not worried about what they do to the property in that year because they're leaving. They don't make it a home. It's a pit stop.
I see. So
No.
that would increase obviously the maintenance and repairs we'd have to do every time.
And
they
your
leave.
goal is to obviously find more of those better Section 8 tenants than the latter.
Okay.
And in theory, if you have a nice place, you can be a little pickier on who's coming in and all that kind of stuff.
To attract those better clients.
Yeah.
Okay. So Paul, do we then say
Wait a second. Annual taxes up there says 1838. Down here it says 5371.
yeah. It's funny.
It says gross rent 3835.
So
What is
I'm going to guess this is for all the parcels. It mentions in here there's a handful because it's parcel 1, parcel 2, parcel 3 or something like that. So it could be
5
this
lots.
times 3.
No, it's 5 lots.
Yeah, but the other lots I don't think they're empty like grass lots.
Well, then this guy's a liar. I hate realtors so much. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. All right, so give me a range based on what you've heard from us, Seth, on a per unit cost to own and operate some properties.
Well, that's what I was saying. You always say like 4,500 or
okay,
something.
but this is a smaller property, so you probably manage it on your own.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be. So I think 4,500 is the high end.
So what about $1,800? Too little?
Yes.
Well, right here it says the annual taxes are.
We talked about taxes.
Well, per unit, you mean?
Per unit, $1,800.
Yeah,
per
that's
unit.
way too. That's way too little.
Well, that's already 3 months rent gone by.
So
Well, how do we make?
Well, there's going to be certain things.
What do
And
you
by
give
the
up
way,
6 months rent just to take care of the thing.
so there's certain things. The cost of insuring an apartment. If you, let's say
Can I have
your
your
rent,
pen, please?
yeah, if your rent's $650, your insurance is, let's say, $300 for this unit.
Per year?
Yes, per unit.
Okay.
Per unit. So now let's say you put tons of money and fix it up or whatever, and you're getting $900 in rent, just to make a number up.
Yeah.
You have a lot more money now. What's your insurance? $300.
Oh, it doesn't change?
No.
Even you have to replace nicer kitchens and nicer bathrooms if a fire takes it all out?
No, so there's going to be different portions. You'll probably save a little bit because you have nicer stuff in, newer stuff in. So therefore, your cost, risk of loss could be less, but the cost of loss could be more. So your lost rents could be a little higher. The repaired value is going to be a little bit more, but it's not going to substantially change it.
Okay.
So that's the downside on these lower rent ones is the expenses are almost the expenses. It just eats them up, right?
Yeah.
A cabinet or a toilet, it doesn't matter if a toilet's going into a $1,500 rent or $500 rent. Going to Home Depot, that toilet's costing about $100.
Yeah.
That's it.
okay, so can I do some math for you guys?
What do you think? How do we initially find? I was doing some research last night on some potential homes. How do we initially find? Do I have to just start doing some internet research on what the rents maybe could be in this area if this was nicer?
Yeah, well, let's start
Yeah.
with what's currently in place.
So that's a good way. So go on Craigslist, go on Hotpads, go on Zillow, look
What the
for
hell is
things for rent.
Hotpads?
Tim does some leasing for us. It's just one of those sites online that just throws it up there.
Here's what I did, Seth.
Go on.
I picked a high and low. The low amount being $3,800 per unit. The high amount being $4,500
This
per
is
unit.
just maintenance or not taxes
everything.
and insurance?
No, everything.
And what are your two numbers? Because I'm going to throw something in there. What were they? 3,800?
And $4,500.
Okay. Doing zero management and zero leasing, which means you're doing it on your own. I'm not paying you to do it,
Yeah.
right? But I put all the other stuff in. My number was 4,120.
Without any management?
Correct.
Let me see that.
Well, I've got a lot of stuff on here.
Okay.
I juiced up M&R, maintenance repair. I give him $750 for maintenance repair.
Okay, so don't worry about that right now. Let's just start about this one. Here's why. I applied, so I took $46,000 rent.
Yeah.
Took out 10% for vacancy.
Yep.
We're left for $41,400.
Me too.
Took out, in the first stage, $4,500 per unit. I have a bottom line profit of $14,400. At an 8 cap, that means if I paid cash for it, I get 8% return. I have to pay $180,000.
Which means he's taking the 14.4 divided by 0.08.
Now, if the 8 cap was a 6, how does this change?
This would go much higher.
So it means you're paying more money for something for the same amount of return.
Correct. Well,
That's
the same amount
bad.
of cash.
So
Well, yeah,
if
you're going to get a 6%
For the same
return.
nominal return. You're going to get 14.4.
For the same cash, for the same profit.
How much do you want to pay to get 14.4?
If you pay $1 million for it, you get 1.44%.
So you obviously want to keep your cap rate up.
Yes. You want to pay less. And when you sell, you want to keep you want to sell at a low cap rate.
Okay.
On the other side, I did $4,500 per unit, $46,000, 90% occupancy and rent, $3,800 per unit.
This is the low end.
Yep, this is the low rent, low cost,
Low expense.
Yeah.
I got a value of $236,000. So right now, I'm thinking to myself, I have a value of $180 to $236. So I'm looking at saying if it's in the low twos on an ask price, I'll take a look at it. $200 to $225. I will look further. Or if it's between these two numbers, I'm going to look further. Andrew's going into more detail, but to me, the more detail comes, like let's say they're asking $350. I'm like, nothing's going to happen. It's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
Right? If they're asking $175, I'm going to look at it and go, oh shit, okay, maybe I screwed up my numbers, but it's probably going to fall somewhere. If it's $200 to $225, okay, then let me go into more specific, let me underwrite this deal. So I'm looking at right now saying I'm in the $2 to $225 range. If the asking price is $2 to $225, $200,000 to $225,000, I'm going to look further.
So if it's around $200,000, I need $40,000 to put down for a nice loan.
Yep.
And then I need another how many a door? Can someone like me with my money afford this and afford to fix it up?
It depends what your budget is, what you're going to do to fix it up.
Let's not worry about fixing it up yet. This is just as-is basis.
Okay.
Because what Paul didn't put in here, he's not giving you any credit. Are you going to put money in and not get any bump in rent whatsoever?
I see.
Plus, I don't even know if the market supports that right now.
Correct.
That market, I don't know that market at all. I have to go drive there and say,
And I did a couple scenarios with the exact same thing, saying, if I can get some money out of it, I'm going to put something in.
Okay.
If I can't get anything out and I just put a little bit to clean it up and get slightly better,
we're not putting $15,000 during this thing to get $1,000 in rent, is my guess.
Right.
So that's my number, $200 to $225, Andrew.
Actual retail price.
Seth?
I want to guess.
I mean, in this market, I think.
Are you guessing ask price?
Yes, I'm guessing ask price.
I'm thinking 325 sounds 325 is what they're asking in this market.
I said 300. Seth says 325.
And you guys both great guesses. 289.9.
Oh wow.
Still way out of the range for you, Paul.
It's high. 289 is almost $50,000 a door.
So this is $50,000 a door.
Let's put it this way. Yeah, that's just
Too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Plus, for that market, Section 8, it's like.
So going
you
through
can tell
all,
it's being sold by somebody who is. You can tell it's being sold by somebody who bought it years ago for probably more money than just because they bought it. With
they've had it for 24 years.
So why would someone say it's a great return on investment?
Because
they're just trying to sell it. It's marketing.
Stupid. This is why when people tell me like, "Oh, I have a great realtor," I'm like, "Okay, you're stupid."
Well, there's other things like even when you're buying a personal house. And they put things like, oh, fantastic street. Why is this street fantastic? I'm so confused.
Well, nice streets are better than shitty streets. I can see that.
Well, who's going to say
shitty
house
street
located on shitty street?
Don't buy here. It's a shitty street.
Oh, I see.
When have you ever seen a realtor list a property and go, terrible investment?
Well, and where in Broadview or, I'm making something up, or Richfield, wherever, where are they going to say not fantastic street?
So this is not a great return on your investment.
Well, the idea is you have to get a good price for it. You got to beat them up on the price a little bit and get them into your world. So,
what causes you to fall in love with these things and say, I'm just going to send over an offer for $235 or something? Do you ever stretch like that, Paul?
Yes.
It's not worth it.
Do we ever stretch?
in the sense of sitting there and dropping it much lower than what they're asking.
Yeah, just saying send it over.
If I have a reason to want to buy something in that area, I'll drop my price and submit it, even though I'm. Let's say I may sit there.
That's not what Seth's asking. Never would I ever go overpay just to get a property, unless there's a reason. I mean, when I say overpay, unless there's. When I look at overpay, I mean it in value. Have I overpaid for properties in their current present condition and rent, absolutely, because I knew I could take the rents higher, and so to me that's not overpaying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never would I sit there and go, okay, well this property is worth $225 to me. We can't. Let's assume we can't rehab it, can't get any extra rents. Oh, let me just go pay $250 because at least it gets the deal done. Never. There are too many opportunities. You need to find one good deal a year, Seth.
Yeah, I know.
Just find one good deal a year. How long did it take me to do this analysis?
Not long.
I probably could have done it in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but most people don't have you.
I know. Well, they
Yeah,
should.
but Seth, even with this, you can pull a calculator. If you sat there and did this every day this week, and we came back and did this discussion next week, you'd be able to sit there and probably run through one real quick. Just because you did it 5 times in a row.
There are 4 numbers here, 5 numbers here.
Yeah.
That's it. All I'm trying to get people is...
We always call it the litmus test. See?
Get-
Mr. Scientist over there?
Isn't that legal?
Litmus?
Yeah.
No, it's like measures pH balance.
Yeah, litmus paper measures pH.
And so you can see, is it good or bad?
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is get the 500-foot view. Somebody else would have come here and done all this, claimed they'd done all this analysis, put Excel sheets, and guess what? I knew just as fast that it wasn't a deal for me. To me, in investing, if it's not obviously a good deal, why waste your time? There's too many other good deals out there. If it's not an obvious good deal, we talk about it with Gary and I all the time about stocks. If we do the 500-foot view and it's not a good deal, just wipe it away. Why waste your time?
Yeah.
Why waste your time? If there's not some opportunity, the way you waste your time is if this thing was asking 150, then you're like, okay, is there a reason why it's only 150? Let's go figure that out.
Wow.
So even when you're looking at this, you've got those pictures.
Yeah.
There's so many other things. Like, let's say they were asking $225, and Paul's like, "Oh, I'd be on it. Does that mean we
Yeah.
buy it?" No.
The roof looks really old.
And you see here, what does that say? Right in the middle of the page.
Roofs.
That's a big question mark. Those do not look that
It
nice.
does not. It says that they are.
The roofs look rough.
Yeah. Now maybe it's just like the mold growing because there's lots of big
With the trees and stuff. And by the way, trees are expensive to take down. Is that an issue?
I know a guy.
Tell me about this person.
Actually, based on your outfit today, you're the guy. Why do you have a straw in your pocket?
Oh my God, I saw that this morning. I never took it out.
I just noticed it right now.
See, Tim, you know how funny this is? A guy without children just asked me why I have a straw in my pocket. And the answer is very clear. It's like I was either taking this away from a child, transporting it from the pop machine to the table, and this is just a perfect spot.
Why? But why did you have it?
All those are plausible. That's probably
I'm
what
asking you
was
the
the reason?
I don't know.
There's no.
Were you trying to kill some
that's
turtles?
In reality,
That's also a classic adult or a parent thing. I have no fucking clue why I have this, but I guarantee a kid got a hold of it because look, it's bent a few times.
that straw's been in there for a week at least.
Yeah. Oh no, the whole morning. I'm just gonna put it back and see if our next guest notices it. Okay, so I'm excited to actually look at some. I've been looking at some deals. And I'm
What have
excited.
you seen?
Well, we did a podcast about it, but I saw a couple houses. One was in Barberton, 40 grand. It looked like it needed every square inch of it completely redone. And then another one was in Akron for 30 grand and looked pretty darn nice. Almost like a move-in ready, maybe a new kitchen, maybe a new bath. I like the Akron one better because it was just a few minutes down from the street. Looked nicer. The roads were taken care of. Houses around it had flowers planted. It's down from Akron U. It just looked better, and I was like, better and cheaper. The basement wasn't leaking like the first place.
Yeah.
The walls just had like rust drippings down it, and you could see the cracks in the foundation. And so I don't know, but again, so then I started researching rents around it, and then I told Paul if I saw a house near there for renting at 800, then maybe that's not the price, because if it's just sitting there at 800, then
Well, it depends on condition.
okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
And you said down the street from Akron. I don't know if it's a block away or 15 blocks away.
Probably 15, and I don't know the neighborhood, but so I was going on Google Street View and looking, and they're like, I was amazed at the number of people in the Google Street View who were sitting on their porch watching the car go by.
I've always wanted to be that
We
guy.
had some partners a few years ago. 2 young guys. We partnered on some houses with them. We're talking about Google Street View. They're like, oh, one time we were sitting on a porch on a house we were rehabbing, and we saw this car roll by. We're like, what is that? We think it was Google. So I'm like, what's the address? We looked it up, and there they are on the porch, just
You're
staring.
kidding.
I swear to God,
yeah.
there they are, just staring at the. We were like, all like, oh, there you are. It was amazing.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other people like you can tell they're literally like taken aback and their faces are blurred because they can't understand
Seth, I actually, in my car one time, followed a Google car
Go on.
out of the way I was going to go just because I thought, man, if I keep following it, that thing's got to put me in there
I've
sooner or
waved.
later.
I've waved before.
It's funny. It's
Then-
cool though.
Yeah, it is cool.
Well, okay. So no deal.
No button. Seth, for those who are trying to listen,
having a rough
Seth's over
morning
here
today.
tapping buttons that play no music or sound whatsoever.
Here, look at that. Oh, look at that.
I'm having a rough morning today, bro. I told you I've been going.
You a little off?
I've been running. I've just had a lot of. October's really crazy for photographers. People, everyone and their brother.
What about
including
for
Paul.
you?
Ooh.
That too. Everyone and their brother.
Was it
loves
weddings?
Weddings and just extra photo sessions. People
What month
calling
you
me.
get married in?
December for me.
Oh, you were married in December?
Yeah, late December, right after Christmas.
That's right.
What about you, Streaks?
September 30th.
That's a busy. September's busy. See, September.
Trying to catch
October.
that fall.
That fall, baby. It's
Pretty pictures.
stunning. I'm sure you've
Pretty
seen it.
pictures.
The trees this year is incredible. So a lot of people want.
But we've had like 70-degree weather like the last 2
it's
weeks.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I just haven't. Yeah. So I can't even like. It's tough. We were talking about last podcast about like exercising more and all this. And it's like I don't even see my kids like because I'm putting my job in front of my kids.
Oh, poor Seth.
Dry your eyes.
Someone
Poor Seth.
have a tissue over here.
Hey, we should we call the police? We have a victim over here.
Look, if I wasn't saving or had bigger
Or
goals,
spending $5,000 on Magic.
cards. Yeah, well,
Why'd you work so much in October? Guys, Magic cards were on fire.
if you're interested, Andrew, I'm selling a box of Magic for $6,000. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys, no
You know,
deal.
we never did our
There's a
our
guy I was talking to
our
said I
poker
get
game.
200% returns.
Which one?
Yeah. Remember the poker game we wanted to have at the house with all the boys?
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't watching on TV, I just winked at Seth. I gave the very obvious, like,
What poker game? I don't
remember the poker game?
I think these guys were going to have a poker game and not invite me because I kept winning.
Oh, no, we invite
The poker game?
I don't know what you're winking at, Paul.
What the fuck is going on here?
I'm winking at you.
I know.
I'm
I
so
can
Well, I
see
can't
it.
disclose it here because our poker friends listen. Seth? Our poker game.
Folks, I'm with you. I'll find out what the hell Paul's talking about at some point later down the road. But poker game.
I don't know. I don't. Is this being? You can. Be,
Oh, there we go. He knows
We
now.
wanted to have a secret tournament.
so it's official. I'm the only one at the table that doesn't know what's happening.
You're always invited to poker. No, it's not like that at all. It's a funny joke. It's a really funny joke.
Oh, okay.
It's an inside joke, Andrew. You
We
wouldn't
have some folks-
understand.
you wouldn't
understand.
We have some folks we love to clown on, and this is gonna be part of it. So anyway,
You know, I
long
kind of
story.
miss the group.
You're so busy, Paul. We can't come over and
I'm
play
so
basketball.
busy.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Paul and I will be at Joe Rogan's Comedy Hour.
What
in
happened to your
Cleveland.
straw? It's gone now.
I got rid of it just because you said something about it.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Paul.
Andrew, this
He buys magic cards and magical things start happening around him. Straws disappear.
I really think this was a much more productive deal of the week with a house of this, with a unit of this magnitude.
You like this
Giggity.
one?
Yeah, because it's like wow.
I feel like you engage more because you
Well, I
feel like
do. Yeah, when
you're
you're
ready to
like,
write a
oh.
check for this thing.
Yeah, every time I even love the pictures. I'm like, ooh, I love this.
It
I
is
love
a
the
nice looking. It is
trees.
a nice
Looks
looking property. Yeah.
But when you do pull out like a 300 unit one in Orlando, Florida, I'm like, I'm not gonna. This is good for Crossroads Group,
Hey, for everyone who's listening, this is all about Seth.
isn't it though, Paul? Thanks for joining us, guys.
Can we talk about our tennis game, by the way, or no? We're not going to bring that up.
What
Right
game? I
now.
haven't played in weeks. What game?
Talking about you two.
Oh. So the Mexico trip is coming up, folks. We're going to Paul's Mexican Villa in January. Tickets are booked. Sites are high.
I'm still rehabbing my wrist so I can get my backhand game on.
Yeah.
Paul pushed me down a flight of steps, for those who don't know.
I was listening to old podcasts about how my training regimen really needs to pick up very soon, Paul, to get ready for January.
Are you going to start Christmas break for our trip first week of January?
But I called Rahman, and he was playing tennis last week.
Oh, was he? Oh, he did. He did. Yeah, but you know who he's playing
Hey.
with? Hang on a second. Let's talk about this for a second. Rahman was playing with his buddy Snooze.
Rahman owns Fit Active Sports, fitactivesports.com.
His name is Snooze. He likes to
Snooze.
sleep. So Snooze and Rahman play tennis. Snooze is a decent racquetball player. Rahman was bragging about how good Snooze is. Rahman beat Snooze 6-2, 6-2. How good can Snooze really be if Rahman is beating him 6-2, 6-2?
So we'll have highlights of the tennis match, the Mexico Open.
Who is my partner? I was Rock.
Yeah,
Rock was
Rahman.
Rahman.
Your partner,
Yeah.
your partner is swinging a racket. My partner has not touched a tennis ball since last January.
So if Darnell
He's
was at
adamant
this,
about it.
if Darnell was at this table right now, his comment would be, "It doesn't matter if it involves a ball. I can beat Rahman."
It don't matter. and say it correctly. And what I would say is, if I had to guess at the body frame of Darnell from last January to this, I would assume he's going to be less mobile. Wouldn't you?
Oh, did he put some weight on?
I don't know, but he's got a dad bod like me. I'm not taking weight off. That's for sure, Andrew. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse.
He's been spending a lot of time going to soccer games for his daughter.
Yeah, these joints are getting older. And
that's his
everything
bullshit
hurts.
But you know what? That wingspan.
It's huge.
When I go up against a net and that guy puts his arms out,
I send him up front.
I don't even see a.
You know, I do. I go dink right over his head.
I don't see the
I'm
sun.
I'm back there, and I can run around better. So I send him up front, just to whack that ball. Anyway.
Just to back that ass up.
Get your ass back. Get your ass back.
You back that ass up.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Learn from us. Love
Bye.
you. Bye.